everybody. This is Dr. K. Childs coming to you with my weekly EdWise Education, Literacy, and Life blog or vlog for you. And I'm not going to keep too much of your time up today. First thing I want to talk about is my 2 Cents Tuesday. That's Dr. Childs 2 Cent Tuesday. And this week I talked about student feedback, and I'm just going to read it directly from my Instagram account. If you're not following me on Instagram, go to instagram.com/DOCTORKChilds, and you will find a wealth of resources. You'll kind of see where I'm at in my educational journey and my teaching journey, as well as I always give shout outs and also reflect back on the journey that I have been on with pre-service teachers, as well as my own journey. So let's get into that 2 Cent Tuesday. Even though it's not Tuesday, you can always use this 2 cents. So first thing, the one that I posted this week, it says, teachers, let your students give you feedback. They may have more insight than your yearly evaluations done by administrators. And what I mean by that is, I think in the actual post, I mentioned that your students, they see you all the time. They are listening to you for hours and hours per day, and just think about how much they hear you throughout the year. I know we all get nervous when we have an administrator come into our room, but their feedback is valuable, but you also should, if you want to make some improvements and some adjustments to your instruction, listen to your students, because they have some valuable things. Sometimes not so valuable, but many times they have valuable things to share with you. So I said your students have a voice. If constructed properly, you can find out some key strengths and weaknesses of your instruction by listening to them. So I want to hear from you all. If you share any, if there's any ways that you allow students to give feedback within your teaching and your lessons, as well as I want to hear from you all as far as the ways that you do that. I'll talk about 2 brief ways. One, I always did an end of the year report card. Now, looking back on that, I feel like an end of the year report card is almost too late. If I were to do it again, I would do more frequent checks. But the kids always love doing that end of the year report card. I would tell them, guess what? I've given you guys grades all year. You're going to give me some grades. And at one point, I had just my teacher's report card. Just Google it. You'll find some templates and some ideas, or you can create your own. I had a scale, as well as I gave my students an opportunity to write in feedback and comments. And you would be surprised, there were some really, really good feedback, as well as some things that they liked and that they didn't like. A lot of people say, well, don't let your students do that because they're not going to be really honest. They were pretty honest. I don't know how much more honest you could get. So that is one thing that I would do, is allow them to do a report card for me at the end of the year. Now, again, going back on this, I would probably do it more frequently if I were to go back into a K through 12 setting again. The other thing that I always did is, as a reflection piece, I always had my students write letters to the students who were coming next year to my classroom. And they would just be able to write freely how they felt about the school year, how they felt about things that were done in class, ideas, things to look out for. I've done this with 5th and 6th graders, as well as 4th graders. I've done this also with students who are in college. And it has been a very, very interesting thing to do and thing to look back on. One thing that I will say, y'all excuse if you hear the lawnmower. I live in a place where grass grows all the time, so if you hear some background noise, try to ignore it. Hopefully you guys can't even hear it. But anyways, let me get back into what I was saying. So as far as the letters, those letters were very, very valuable to me, because it allowed the student to not be restricted on what I was asking for feedback, and they were able to just share whatever they thought, the activities that they liked, and the advice that they would give to the future students was priceless. I, in turn, would take these letters and use them as a beginning of the year bulletin board for my incoming students. So if we had open house or meet the teacher night, they could come in and see letters from students from the past. I would put up pictures as well as letters the letters that the students had wrote from the prior year. Of course, you have to have to make sure you hang on to those letters. I know as a teacher we pack things away and sometimes you might lose them, but make sure you keep those in a place so that when it comes time to decorate your room in July and August, you have the letters from your students from the last classes. It's just so cool. It's a cool thing for them because they're able to look and see students who have had me before, as well as to see their advice, and to see the expectations, and just to kind of get them excited about being in your classroom. So that is one way that I allow students to give feedback, and it was always something that was very, very helpful. So that was my 2 cents for this week. Now, the other thing, it's going to be very, very brief. This might be my fastest video yet. I want to encourage all of those of you who are still out in the trenches. It is late April. We are in the very, very last few days of April, only 3 days left. I would like to encourage you to stay strong in May. May is the best month of the year. I happen to be born in that month, but also it is the best month of the year. You have commencement ceremonies in college. You have graduations at different grade levels. It's the end of the school year. There's just this energy as everybody's ready to be done. And apparently I'm ready for this video to be done because that lawnmower, I think y'all can hear, is getting closer. So anyways, I just want to tell my teachers, my fellow teachers and educators, to hold on. Your time is almost up with the students that you have. Make the most out of the opportunities that you have left, and always make sure you leave your classroom an experience for your students. Even though it's the end of the school year, don't give up on them, even though they might have given up on you. Just always be sure to continue to make experiences and make the school experience a time that is wonderful for them, and end on a good note if possible. I know it's tough. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, done the cartwheels on the last day of school and everything, but you guys, you will be fine. One other thing I'd like to say is I'm proud of you teachers that are in Arizona and also Colorado. Stand for what you believe in, stand for children, and stand for your career and your profession. All right, that's all for today. Remember to teach, serve, and lead. Have a great day, whatever time it is that you're viewing this, and also make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a fellow educator or someone who would benefit from it. All right, y'all take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.